Welcome to Shimano's in-depth video on hollow ace connections. Today we're going to be teaming up with Shimano Pro staffers Justin Poe and Ted Sakai to bring you the most comprehensive, detailed, and easy to understand video on how to work with hollow ace and Power Pro line, including how to make hollow ace to hollow ace connections, how to whip a loop, and how to make your own wind-on leaders. So let's join Justin and Ted and take the mystery out of hollow ace connections. Proudly brought to you by Shimano, makers of the finest fishing tackle in the world. Fish with the best. Fish Shimano. And by Power Pro. Experience the Power Pro advantage. Power Pro. Proven power.
The connection we're going to show you now is how to whip a loop in your hollow ace. The reasons for wanting to whip a loop in your hollow ace, there's many, but the first reason, and the reason most people want to whip a loop into hollow ace, is so they can attach either a pre-made or a homemade wind-on leader that we're going to show you how to make later. Now, for whipping the loop in the hollow ace, the first thing you want to do is you want to pull about 2 feet up from the tag end of the hollow ace. And you want to take your reverse latch needle and insert it in through the side of the hollow ace. But you're going to want to go back towards the tag end. A lot of people do it the opposite direction, but this tends to make the spectra line bunch up on itself. So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of work that open, insert that needle into the side of the hollow ace, and go back towards the tag end. For those of you that aren't aware of what a tag end is or standing line, the tag end is always where the line terminates. The standing end would be the end towards your reel. So you're going to want to go back away from your reel with the reverse latch needle.
And sometimes it's tough to get into the side, isn't it?
Yeah, 16 carrier, for the positives, there is one minus. It's a little bit tough to get it into the side, but once you get it into the side, it tends to hold the needle a little easier. So if you guys are at home are getting frustrated, with using this stuff, just imagine Ted's real good, and he has some difficulties too. So it takes a little bit of time, a little bit of patience, but once you get it in there, you're good to go. One of the things you can do with your hollow ace is you can cheat a little bit. You want to work that hollow ace around in your fingers. You don't really want to scratch it with your nails or anything like that, but you can kind of work it with your fingers just to open it up before you get going with your reverse latch needle. You put that reverse latch needle in through the side of the hollow ace. It can be a little tough, but it's once you get it going, that 16 carrier holds it real good. You kind of push it down back towards the tag end, away from the reel, like I talked about, and then you take the reverse latch and you hook the standing line, or the line that would be attached to your reel, into the reverse latch needle. And you're basically, in a sense, what you're actually doing is pulling the hollow ace into itself. And what this is going to do, it's going to give you that same type of connection as hollow ace to hollow ace, but you're using only one piece of line to do the whole thing. So you pull it back off to where the hollow ace is coming up inside. Now, Ted, how many? You could probably go about 1.5 feet into the hollow ace.
About a foot.
You can go about 1 foot into the hollow ace just to hold it there. You pull it into itself, and you can see that pull down there.
That's the loop.
And that is your loop. You detach that from the reverse latch needle, and then you pull back with your fingers to tighten the loop.
Touching me. Beautiful.
Pull it down, and that's really all you have to do. And from there, there's one more thing you have to do with that tag end of that other line that you had there. You got to go back into the hollow ace, and this time you're going to want to work towards the standing end, or the end that is attached to your reel. You insert it through the side of the hollow ace, and you take that tag end that's left there, and you insert it into the reverse.
So you don't cut the tag end?
No, you don't cut the tag end at this point. You can cut it later, but yeah, you definitely don't want to cut that tag end. You want to make sure you go back up inside. Where the hollow ace goes in and out of itself, it's more of another pinch point for it to basically secure itself. So you're going to want to go another foot or so inside the hollow ace with that tag end, and make it to where it locks in itself. So now you come out the side of the hollow ace and pull that tag end up, drop it off the reverse latch needle. And then from there, you keep pulling on that tag end until the loop goes away. You know, there's a loop there you can see near Ted's right hand. You kind of have to work with it to kind of get it to go down, but you want to be you want to be careful. You want to lock it up, because if you lock it up, it's going to be a little harder to readjust later. But just kind of keep working it down, keep pulling it down on itself to where that loop kind of goes away. And you can also adjust the size of the loop you want to make on the end.
You're real steady there, Ted.
Pull it down to where basically that loop that was there in that line is now all but gone. And you've, in a sense, put hollow into itself and secured it on itself. Now from here, you could take that tag end that you have that's coming out of the hollow ace and do the same thing you did. Cut it and pull it back down inside of itself. And now it's a very, very, very smooth transition. You basically cannot even feel it with your fingers. You feel a little difference in the change of the thickness of the line overall, but there's no knots, there's no big bumps, nothing to get hung on the guides when you're casting, or when a fish is ripping line off your reel. You're not going to feel it bumping through the guides or anything like that. It's very, very, very smooth. That really is the biggest benefit with hollow ace.
That is very cool.
Fish with the best, Power Pro and Hollow Ace, the finest braided microfilament lines in the world.